Welcome to this new video about Forza Horizon 6, in which I'm going to show you a new farming method that will allow you to quickly earn money in the game, more or less infinitely actually, even though there will be some logic to it. You'll see. I can't say exactly how much you'll earn with this method since it depends on several factors, but I can assure you it's profitable and can be done indefinitely. But I would rather advise you to mix it up a little with other farming methods in Forza Horizon 6. That way, you won't get bored doing the same techniques all the time, and it still gives you a nice little profitable boost. And the good news is that this method should be permanent. It's not a glitch, it's not a bug, or anything like that. It's really, let's say, a normal method that, in my opinion, will never be patched online in Forza Horizon 6. So even if you come across this video in a year or two, it should still be valid. It's a method that, like other money-making methods in Forza Horizon 6, relies on the skill point system. Let me quickly remind you what that is. Well, it's exactly what just appeared on the screen. When you drift, when you do jumps, when you cause crashes or other things, you get a score multiplier that shows up. And once you wait a little for it to validate, it will fill up a gauge. And every 50,000 points, this gauge will fill up and add a skill point to your total. I have a really good method to show you that will let you quickly get those famous skill points. It's going to be the use of a property house, so this one right here, with a special customization. So I've displayed the share code for you. The one you can enter on your side to get this same house is this share code. You download it, buy it, install it, and it will be installed in your garden. A little course that you'll be able to drive through with your cars, which will allow you to very quickly get a very high skill points multiplier and therefore earn those famous skill points very quickly. This will be useful to us later in this farming method. Similarly, some cars are better than others for quickly earning skill points. I recommend you buy the Ford Escort that I have right here, which is a car you can buy at the dealership for 175,000 credits, and I recommend installing my tune on it. I'll show you the share code. It's a setup I made specifically for this. For this course, let's say it's a special setup. I'll show you the share code. Here, my setups, you see, a little share code. You enter that to automatically upgrade your car, and after that, what you're going to do, well, after that actually, before starting the method to farm skill points, you need to make sure that on your car, you've already got some. You've used some mastery points, especially to buy this skill at the top right of the screen. This allows you to get a skill points multiplier that goes up to 9 compared to 5 for most other cars in the game. So if you have enough skill points to buy other skills, that's even better. You'll get an even higher score. And now what you're going to do is simply rack up as many skill points as possible. So what you need to know is that in this game, you can't collect more than 10 skill points at once. Each point, as I mentioned earlier, is unlocked with 50,000 skill score. So as you can see, 10 times 50,000 is 500,000. So when you see your score at the top and the multiplier showing you about 500,000. So here, let's say we're at about 40,000. That's 20,000 times 2 when you reach a multiplier, and a score that, once multiplied, will reach 500,000. Well, stop there. There's no point in doing more because, well, you can't earn more than 10 points at once. Normally, in one round trip on this track, you have enough skill score and enough multiplier to get 500,000 points. So normally it's very quick. In 30 seconds, you do a round trip. Then, you'll need to stop on the side of the road for about 30 more seconds so the skill multiplier system can calculate your final score and give you your skill point tokens. I just scored 880,000 on a round trip, so there's a way to optimize time further. So what you do, once you've collected your 30 points, you teleport to your house. That way it resets the route, and you can start over with all the objects automatically put back in place to quickly earn another 10 skill points. So you're going to do this for a while, a certain number of times, until you get bored of it, actually. So it can be annoying because, honestly, it's a pretty repetitive farming method. That's why I suggested alternating farming methods. Do one for a while, then switch to another, and rotate back. Otherwise, you'll just get tired of the game. You do this 3, 4, 5, 10 times, whatever, until you start getting a bit bored. And you try to save up as many skill points as possible. So that's what we're going to do now. Once again, I'm going to try to get, let's say, another 20 achievement points as an example in this video. So here, I've collected, I must have about 30 achievement points. That's right, 35. I did it pretty quickly. I think it was done in 5 minutes without stressing too much about it. Now, we'll try to use achievement points to unlock money-making options. There are several ways to do this, since car achievement points apply to all cars in the game. All the cars can give you pretty interesting rewards. So obviously, as a priority, you can use them on the Forza Edition cars, which have really good skill trees. Often, you can get super wheel spins or regular spins pretty easily. The problem is that Forza Edition cars are rare and expensive in the auction house. And on top of that, in the auction house, when you buy them secondhand, well, maybe the player who owned it before has already used the skill points. And maybe, as a result, you won't be able to get the spins or super spins from them. So clearly, try to make money by farming the accolades and using the accolades from the Forza Edition cars. It works and is profitable with Forza Edition cars, but only if the car is new and especially when it's completely free, like when unlocked from a spin or super spin. So it works well at first, but that's not really what I'm going to talk to you about. Because indeed, once you've gone through the Forza Edition cars a bit, if you want to keep farming this way and get a bit of infinite money through the skill points, well, you need to find other profitable cars. And that's where all the techniques I'm going to show you come into play. I'm going to talk to you about two cars, but there's one in particular that I really think is even more profitable. There are two cars in Forza Horizon 6 you can buy cheaply at the dealership and profit from. Actually, the concept of this method is to farm progress points properly to get a good amount of them, and then go to the dealership to buy the cheapest cars possible, which will allow you to get the maximum number of spins and super spins. To profit from these spins and super spins, make the car purchase worthwhile. Right now, as I mentioned, two cars are interesting for this. The first one is the cheapest, and therefore potentially the easiest to make profitable. The 1998 Subaru Impreza, which you can buy for 80,000 credits, for which, by spending 30 skill points, you can get a super spin. So it's certain that with a super spin, let's say there's a 99% chance that buying this car will be well worth it. But for me, this isn't necessarily the most interesting car to use for this method. And yet, it's a bit of a shame because it's really the most well-known one. There are a lot of players who use this one instead of the car I'm going to show you now. Personally, I think this method works much better with the Lamborghini Revuelto. The Lamborghini Revuelto that you can buy at the dealership for, let me tell you exactly, I think it's 346,000 credits, if I'm not mistaken. So, that's a lot more than the Subaru. But this car has several advantages. But above all, this car has a much more interesting and much more easily profitable skill tree, because already you'll be able to get 3 spins for a lot fewer credits than with the Subaru. Here that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 plus 10, 19 skill points instead of 30. With the Subaru, indeed, we paid 39. We had a super spin that consisted of 3 spins. Here, for a little fewer points, you get 3 separate spins. So in the end, it comes out the same. And above all, for 20 extra skill points, you also get a super spin. So basically, let me sum up the situation. On the Subaru Impreza, you will pay 30 skill points to get a super spin, which simply means you get 3 spins. So, while on the Revuelto, for a total of 39 skill points, you'll get 3 spins here, plus a super spin. So basically, well, it's almost twice as profitable. And that's not the only advantage it has. So, let me show you a bit what kind of rewards you can get with the Revuelto. Let's go unlock our 3 spins and then our bonus super spins. So here, 3 spins. What do you think we'll get? We'll get a first car. Well, this one isn't very interesting, I agree, but that's okay. At least that's one less car to collect. We're going to use our second spin. We're going to get a Forza edition. So now, the car is definitely worth it because I think the Porsche can be sold for several million. What are we going to get next? Let's see. Another car, the Chevrolet Cadiz Custom, is good for the collection. We could have gotten 250,000 just above. Now, my Lamborghini has already paid for itself, and it's not over yet because after that, we're going to spend our 20 extra skill points to unlock a super bonus spin that's about to open. So, what will we get now? We got 20,000, 45,000, 45,000 bonus. Honestly, my super spin wasn't great, but it's not a big deal. So here, in 6 spins with the Revuelto, I got 2 cars, 45,000 credits, and most importantly, a Forza edition car that's currently worth several million in the auction house. So I can tell you that my Revuelto has more than paid for itself. And most of the time, like 90% of the cases, it'll be more than worth it for you too. Maybe you won't get a Forza edition car, but instead of getting 45,000 credits, you might hit 250,000 at least once, for example. And the second advantage with the Revuelto compared to the Subaru 22B is that the Subaru 22B is very hard to resell in the auction house because it's a car that's really cheap to buy. So, players just farm it directly at the dealership. Whereas the Revuelto is a car that costs a bit more and has higher demand. So, what you'll actually do every time you use your skill points on a Revuelto is sell it in the auction house. Basically, start the sale. You take your Revuelto, and what you're going to do is sell it at the lowest price possible. That way, you're sure it sells really quickly, so 180,000. So even with the small depreciation it will take in the auction house, with the small commission that's taken from it, you might only get 150,000, but then, instead of costing you 350,000, your Lambo will have cost you 200,000 E. And after that, 200,000 with the draws and the super draws you'll be able to unlock with it. You're sure to make it profitable. Let me sum up the method for you. You farm your skill points. First, buy a Revuelto and spend skill points to unlock draws and super draws. Then sell it for a profit and repeat the process. This loop might be the issue with the method. The thing is, it's actually very profitable and it lets you get pretty much unlimited money, since the more you do it, the more cash you'll have. The problem is, it's really not the most fun method. That's why I still suggest you occasionally change your farming method. Try AFK farming in Time Attack, or use the Mazda MX-5 Forza Edition method. Feel free to change your farming methods to keep the game interesting. I hope this video helped you find a good farming strategy. If it did, don't hesitate to support my channel by leaving a like on this video, subscribing for future videos, and even joining me on Twitch where I regularly stream live with you. We play multiplayer on the game pretty often, so don't hesitate to come follow. And also remember to use Prime. And of course, think about the streaming link to my channel that will be under this video, which, I remind you, lets you buy your games cheaper than elsewhere while supporting my channel. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye.